Hello, 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 and welcome to A Woman's Experience podcast. I missed you guys so much. I am so glad we are here tonight. We're going to talk about something so good. Like, I've been in this excitement mode because we have someone who is going to keep it real, keep it plain, and share some amazing information to help us. Because, honey, I promise you it's going to help me. And y'all understand why I say that a little later. But first, you know how we do. As you join, be sure to drop in the comments. You are here. Tell me, hey, Coach Jay, welcome in the room. Be sure to share us out. Let the people know we are here tonight. Let them know how you missed A Woman's Experience podcast. Okay. I am excited. I'm excited. So give me a moment. I'm going to share us out on a couple more spaces. And then we're going to get started. Be sure to share us out. And as you join, hey, whether you are watching from YouTube, whether you are watching from Twitch, Twitter, whether you are watching from Facebook, wherever the place on Facebook, where else are we at? No matter the place, no matter the location, be sure to share us out. We are going to talk about this amazing topic. We have the founder of Telehealth For HER going to be live with us tonight, and she is going to drop some amazing gems with us tonight, and I'm excited about it. And listen, I'm not even going to keep her waiting because I know she's ready to share. I know she's ready to let us know what it is. I keep trying to make y'all wait for her, but I'm just going to go ahead and Mariah Prince-Allen, come in the room. Join us. Hi.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this live podcast. As Demetria said, my name is Mariah Prince-Allen. If you want to be very formal, it is technically Dr. Mariah Prince-Allen, as I do hold a doctorate degree in nursing from Duke University. And I am the CEO and the founder of Telehealth For HER, which is a virtual women's wellness practice. I started this practice earlier this year because my passion has always been women's health. Particularly, I like to say that I started this practice to help the forgotten woman. When I think about the women that I serve in my practice, it is those women who have conditions and things that have been told that, oh, that's normal. We can't find anything wrong with you. It's the woman who says, I've talked to my OBGYN and they can't seem to help me. So that is kind of why I started this practice, because I wanted to help the forgotten woman in healthcare. And I seem to think that after a woman is no longer a reproductive age, the medical practice and the medical society seems to not know what to do with us after that point. And we have a lot of health issues and a lot of health concerns that become very critical to our health as we age. So that's also one of the reasons why I started. So a little bit of background about me, as I said before. I'm Dr. Mariah Prince-Allen. I'm originally from South Florida. I got my bachelor's degree from the University of Florida, moved up to North Carolina, where I went to grad school at Duke and got my master's and both my doctorate degrees. So I am very excited to talk with you ladies tonight and to answer any questions that you may have regarding hormone imbalance, perimenopause, menopause, thyroid, adrenal health, those premenstrual conditions. Those are all of the conditions that I help women with in my practice, and also metabolic syndrome.
You said a mouthful, but listen, Dr. Allen, we really on a first name basis, but tonight I feel like Dr. Allen, listen, you created and founded Telehealth For HER for me. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. So as you guys join, thank you. Welcome. Be sure to share us out. And I am so glad that you said yes to coming on tonight and just sharing your purpose, right? It's your purpose of, the heart that you have for women and to help them. I can definitely say I have been one of those ladies who has been going to the doctor probably a good steady year or so, maybe even longer, and not even realizing that I've been trying to get these answers that yeah, okay. But I am one of them, like I ain't ashamed to say I am 42 years old and I have been feeling heat. I've been feeling heat and I can't explain it. And I've been angry and I just been like, yo, it's a different type of heat. Like,
I'm very perimenopausal.
Look, Dr. Allen, I literally was in a store one day and the heat came, right? And I was just like, and I saw some seasoned ladies in the store, and I was just like, have you ever experienced heat from the inside out? Like it starts on the inside and then it goes out, and it's like I have a fever, and then it decides to come out to the surface. I know she was like, "Oh, baby, that's a hot flash." I was like, a hot flash? What you mean? But I just want us to have some education. But okay, I'm all about laughing, but I just want us to have some education. And I'm definitely transparent. I would definitely share what I think. I've been told I'm in premenopause. Mm-hmm. I also was told that I could be in premenopause for almost 10 years before I actually go into menopause. Is that true?
Correct? That is correct. So just a fun fact for the ladies who are actually on the call tonight, 1.3 million women go through menopause every year. So perimenopause is that period that's about 3 to 10 years before you actually go to actual menopause. So I like to tell women perimenopause is when your hormones levels are starting to decline. Your periods become a little bit more irregular. They may be a little bit heavier than usual. They may be a little bit more lighter than usual. They're very sporadic. That is all what I like to say is perimenopause. You get the hot flashes, you become irritable, your mood swings are changing, your libido is all over the place. That process goes on for up to 10 years, right?
Are you serious?
Yes. So then what I like to tell people, menopause is literally one day, right? It is one day, because in the definition of menopause is when you have not had a menstrual period for 12 consecutive months. So if it's been 11 months and 20 days and your period comes on, guess what? The clock starts all over again.
Wait. Yeah. Menopause is one day?
Menopause is really one day, like, because there's 3 parts to this. So there's perimenopause, which is that up to 10-year window. And then after you haven't had a period for 1 year, that day is menopause, right? You officially are in menopause. But the next day, you're postmenopausal. So there are 3 different stages to this. So really, you really are only menopausal for technically one day. You spend a lot of time in premenopause, and you spend a lot of time in the rest of your life in postmenopause.
Wow. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Like I grew up when people say, "Oh, girl, I'm menopause." I thought menopause. So premenopause, if that's the term, is what you actually are experiencing, but that menopause is just that one day. That's wow.
Yeah. That menopause, that's the definition of menopause, not having a period for 12 consecutive months. That's the definition of menopause.
Doris Blackwell, she is viewing from YouTube. She says, "This too shall pass," but Mariah says, "You don't have to suffer. Too late for me, but happy for you." Oh, you already went through it. She's in post. Okay. I'm understand. Thank you, Doris, for sharing.
But I think one of the things. Go ahead.
So you were saying, the flashes, the being ill. I can't get the word out. The periods, the menstrual cycles. So I definitely has experienced it. I think the strange thing with me, and if you are watching, please comment, because I know Dr. Allen does not mind sharing. the information. But the weird thing with me is I can go a month, 2 months, no menstrual cycle, but my body feels, when I don't have the menstrual cycle, my body still is swole. And I have the headaches and stuff up until the time my period decides it actually want to come on. Is that something that's normal?
Yes, that's just the fluctuation of all of the hormones. So when as your estrogen level is starting to decrease and your progesterone level is decreasing, your testosterone level are decreasing. Those are our main 3 sex hormones. For women, we actually have more testosterone in our bodies than estrogen, believe it or not. But as those hormones are starting to decline,
whole other story.
That's where we get all of those signs and symptoms that you're exactly describing. The, feeling swollen, feeling bloated, having the weight gain, because estrogen and testosterone actually are very responsible for helping our metabolism and like fat deposits and things of that nature too. So when we're losing those things, that's how women who are postmenopausal and menopausal have an increased risk of like obesity, metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, because we're losing a lot of that cardio protection from estrogen in our hearts and protecting our hearts. So that's kind of where all of that comes from. That is just the ebb and flow of these hormones during that perimenopausal period.
Wow. That says a lot.
Yeah. So I like to tell people it's very funny, because my best example of all of this, and kind of also one of the reasons why I said women really need help and they need me, is because I listened a lot of celebrities. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but a lot of celebrities are becoming more vocal about their menopause, perimenopausal journey. With the ones who come to mind the most is like Michelle Obama and Oprah. So Oprah talked about her menopause journey and how when she was in like her late 40s to early 50s, she started having really bad heart palpitations. And she said that, she always says that it took 5 doctors for them to realize that her heart palpitations were due to her being in actually perimenopause and going through menopause. And I always find that to be very interesting, because I always think Oprah has billions of dollars and a bunch of resources. So how does it take 5 doctors to figure that out? Menopause. And she talks about how she had this extensive cardiac workup, and she was even surprised because she was like, one of the doctors was even a lady. She's the one that gave me the stress test. So it's just a topic. And I like to tell people too, it really isn't your doctor's fault, in all honesty. Because in the medical world, and I can be very transparent, even in nurse practitioner school, like when we learn about women's health, we really learn about OBGYN and like actually like birthing babies. And that's how we learn how to take care of women. We learn how to do pap smears, and we learn how to take care and we learn how to birth the baby. Right. And we don't get a lot of education about actually what happens to women when they're going through menopause and actually what to do about it. And this particular topic and this like health concern, it's not something that can be addressed in a 15-minute doctor's appointment. Like you really got to sit down with your patients and really dive deep into the root causes of their problems. And a lot of it is the hormone imbalance. So like when I have patients consultations, like that consultation is 1 hour. And we're going to use up that whole hour because we really got to dive deep into what's going on.
Well, you almost tap into therapy. Therapy because it seems they're sharing all of the things that they've been dealing with, which it all boils down to perimenopausal.
Yes. And there's a lot of women that get put on antidepressants. Because people are like, well, her labs are normal, and she says she feels like maybe she's just depressed. Maybe this is just a midlife crisis. And a lot of times it's not that. And that goes back to, if you guys can see behind me, but the motto of my practice is heal, empower, and restore. Those are the foundations of how I treat my patients and how I put them on this roadmap. So I have to first heal them from literally the feelings of not being heard in healthcare, the traumas that they've experienced in life through their healthcare journeys, As women, I feel like we're always kind of take the back seat in healthcare. We put ourselves in the back seat sometimes, taking care of our families. So I really have to do a lot of just like healing that woman where they are and letting them know that their feelings and how they feel are actually valued and also, like valid for one person. What you're feeling is true. This is not in your head. And then I move on to like empowering them with like the tools and resources that they need so that they can thrive. And once they do that, then they get to being restored, and I restore all the things: their energy, their libido, their vitality. So that's kind of why that is actually my motto, because you need to take your time to actually go through these things with women and put them on a roadmap to success.
Absolutely. Hey, Lakayan, this is my good friend / coach as well, and she is in the UK. So thank you for staying up and watching with us tonight, because it's a little
awesome.
time.
Nice to meet you.
And so we have another comment. Stacy Thomas states that she become physically sick during my hot flashes. I actually feel like I'm having a seizure or something. I'm unable to move. It's horrible. I have to remain where I am until it passes.
Yeah, those are some pretty bad hot flashes. Is there anything in particular? Like, I'm not here to give medical advice, but I can just ask her a question too. Has she found anything in particular that has maybe helped her during those times, or have there been any discussions about with her current healthcare providers about things like that? Because if not, then I would definitely, because hot flashes too, and I think that's goes back to what she's saying. Like, it is truly like this hormonal revving up of your system. And I think that's probably also why she feels so sick during that time. And I like to tell people that menopause is more than just hot flashes. And like when people are having hot flashes that are just that severe, that is why you need treatment. Like, that is why you need help, because it's a quality of life thing. And as you can see, she's saying that, she gets so sick during them. And that's the biggest thing. These symptoms impact women's quality of life. And a lot of women, which is very sad, who go through menopause, that is the time when a lot of women usually are thriving in their careers, but it's also the greatest time when women are leaving they're leaving their jobs because their symptoms are just that severe that they can't actually function. Like, they're losing their hours, they're, losing their job altogether. And like, it's costing like our economy about like $1.5 billion a year for women either leaving the workforce or decreasing their work due to their menopause symptoms. So it is a huge quality of life problem as well. So it's more than just, the hormones. It's a huge quality of life factor.
Yeah. So Stacy, please share, what things have you done that you feel like possibly have helped? And even if you haven't found anything to help, okay, hold on. She did respond, but let me get to our next comment. Courtney. Okay, Miss Tucker. Heal, empower, restore. I love that. So intentional. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very intentional. Love it too. Stacy states, she said, yes, I have discussed it with my doctor, but I don't want any type of estrogen or hormonal therapy. Okay.
All right, so let's kind of discuss that a little bit, because this is kind of coming into those taboo topics.
Yeah.
So one, there are things that are non-hormonal that people can do for your hormones. There are supplements that can be tried. There's lots of other medications that are not hormones. But I like to educate people about hormones. And I can tell you one thing. Dr. Prince-Allen is pro-estrogen, okay? If my patients can take estrogen and they don't have any true medical contraindications for estrogen, I usually am going to put them on it, even if it's like vaginal estrogen to help with their vaginal dryness or whatever, because estrogen is very important. Like, it is very important. It protects our heart. It protects our brain. It helps to protect our skin. It helps to protect our bones. Estrogen is important. And I know in society, especially after the Women's Health Initiative study came out, it was like, please don't take estrogen. It's terrible. It's this, it's that. But I like to educate people about this study. Because again, I said I have my doctorate degree, so I know how to analyze studies and research.
Right.
That study has a lot of flaws. there was some good things in it, but there's also a lot of flaws.
Okay, education. Talk
The
to us.
study is that they gave women way too much estrogen.
Okay.
A little bit goes a long way. You don't need
Okay.
as much estrogen as they gave people in those, as they gave women in the studies. And
Mm-hmm.
also, the women who got estrogen in that study, they were so much older. Like they were like 60 plus. And the North
Okay.
American Menopause Society says for women who are, under the age of 65 and they're having severe symptoms, estrogen is the first line of therapy for them if they have no other contraindications.
Gotcha.
So I like to educate my patients about that. I have there's a book that's been written about like why estrogen matters. Because we're trying to help re-educate women about this, because that study, unfortunately, caused this to be a huge taboo topic. And nobody wants estrogen. It's going to cause them to have a heart attack. It's going to cause them to have a blood clot. That is not always true, especially if you don't have any health indications for it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a whole bunch. You can even do a little topical estrogen on your wrist.
Really?
There's creams. You don't always have to take things by mouth. So there's just a lot of options. So I would just encourage people to, either you can feel free to reach out to me or to talk to your healthcare providers about, estrogen and kind of like what other things can you do, because suffering is not it, especially when there's an abundance of other options that can be done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a great point that you brought up, that it's not that you always have to take it orally.
Mm-hmm.
You could take it on the wrist, skin, because that's a great point to bring up. That it makes, I don't know about you, Stacey, but that made me feel better that there's options to get the estrogen in you for it to help you.
There's lots of options.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be estrogen. It could be a little bit of testosterone. It can be a little bit of progesterone. It can be a little bit of like an oral supplement. It can be so many other things. So that's one of the things I think, reason why I'm always trying to be as educative as I can be and kind of come onto platforms like this is because women, we don't know what we don't know. And I think a lot of the times too, like we hear about, the horror stories, or we, hear about things like that, but we always have to, that one of the biggest things about my practice is that it's very personalized to the patient. So what I may do for you, Jamesia, may not be what I do for somebody else.
Absolutely.
It has to be very personalized to that person. So this is definitely not a one size fits all. It has to be very specific. And that's why that consultation is an hour, because we have to come out and figure out what's best for you.
I promise I don't mind sharing.
Partnership.
I promise I don't mind sharing. Because let me tell you, it wasn't until I got frustrated. I think this is where I started realizing, what the heck? Because I've always been plus size, but it's been a place of, I don't even eat enough to be the size that I am, to be honest, type of thing. And so when I started getting pimples, I've never in my life gotten pimples until like up to last year. And I said, what in the world is wrong with me? What is this? I'm like angry type of thing. Let's see. Stacey said, I truly need relief for my better quality of life. I'm so glad you're here, Stacey. I'm so glad you're here, because you can, and Dr. Allen took out time to share with us, and she has definitely, just as long as we've been up here already, dropped some gems. So I hope that you will connect. We will give you her contact information so that you can connect with her, and she could take out that personal time for a consultation with you and go from there. Let's see what La Cayenne says. She said, is there a hormonal test one could request, especially for someone suffering from insulin and underactive thyroid?
Yes, there are some tests. I like to do a fasting insulin test on patients who are not diabetic to look to see if they have an insulin resistance problem that can be contributing to some of their hormone imbalance and or their metabolic syndrome. And for underactive thyroid, you're going to hit my little spiel too. I always like to tell people when it comes down to their thyroid is that your thyroid health is more than your TSH, or the thyroid stimulating hormone that they do on everybody's annual exam. You need so many more tests to actually determine how your thyroid functions. It's more than just that TSH. You should look for like a free T3. You should look for thyroid antibody tests. It's so many other thyroid tests that needs to be done. So it's not just one test to answer that question. It's a multitude of tests that can be done to look for insulin resistance and thyroid problems.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I have a whole email that I usually send out to people who are interested in thyroid, and it's called literally "Your Thyroid Health is More Than Your TSH."
Okay,
and
so let me
educate them about.
Let me ask you this question, Dr. Ellen. So a lot of times, we be around our homegirls, we be around friends, we just be around women, right? Hello. And so, we tend to share. And if you're a woman, who's very secure, you just like, oh, I'm tired of this, type of thing. Just rip my ovaries out. Like, just give me a hysterectomy. I'm over this. Help me type thing. Is a hysterectomy the option for most situations, or is it just what is the best option? And is hysterectomy one of the top options?
I would say do not do a hysterectomy just because you're in postmenopause or you're menopausal. You don't need to take out things that organs.
To remove stuff, right? To get rid of it.
Because guess what? Like a hysterectomy, women who have had a hysterectomy earlier because of other issues, like they've had some type of cancer or whatever, you put them into menopause. Like,
oh, wow.
So you're going to have the same symptoms. So because you no longer have any ovaries, you don't have any of your reproductive organs. So you've just completely just erased all of your hormones. So you're going to have these same symptoms.
You're just like, give me a hysterectomy. Like,
no, you'll still have your hot flashes.
You have an onset of them now because you don't remove something. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's why. So yeah, even like women who've had, hysterectomies for other things in their 30s or their 20s, you are literally putting that person in menopause.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. So when do you typically see, what's the age that you see women start premenopause, starting this journey going to menopause? Because to be honest, I know all my life I know menopause was a thing.
Yes.
I didn't recently know until about premenopause until the doctor said it, and I was just like, oh, what's that? So it's important that we are educated, and I'm gonna keep this broadcast on rotation because women. You need to know.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a taboo topic. Like, we don't talk about this, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, who knows what your mama's menopause experience is like, or your grandma's menopause experience is like. And I always tell people, if you want to know how your menopause journey gonna be like, ask your mama, ask your grandmama. But they ain't gonna.
I asked my mama, she was just like, "Oh, girl, I had that when my early 40s," and I'm just like,
"Well, here I am. Are you gonna tell me how it was?"
And that was all of the conversation.
Exactly. We don't talk about these things, and that's why I always call them a taboo topic, because we just don't talk about them, and we need to. But the average woman in America hits menopause at about 52 to 55. So about 10 years before that is about 42 to 45. So that's pretty much about your early 40s, early to mid 40s is when you're going to start becoming perimenopausal. And I like to tell women that this is probably one of the few things in life that you cannot buy yourself out of. It don't matter how much money you make. It don't matter your race. We are all going through menopause if we live long enough.
Right. It has no discrimination. It's coming.
None whatsoever. But I also, speaking to, this kind of goes back to some of that perimenopause talk. For those who just want resources, I actually created an 11-page document. It is my guide to navigating perimenopause. And in there has a lot of insightful information in regards to just like lifestyle things that you can do, things that you should avoid and food-wise, just kind of some healthy tips in there, just to kind of really help educate women and kind of give them some things that they can do just about this topic, because again, it is very taboo. But I definitely, it's a very insightful document that I think most.
Is that on the website?
And it's not on my website, but I'm going to put it in the chat here.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you for that. But yeah, I am so glad you have informed me. And then you know what? To go back to what I said, I was like, my mom said she started early 40s. But because it's not something that's talked about, she may have had symptoms prior to that she didn't even know that was part of. So, where I'm looking, waiting for her to finish, like, okay, let's talk about it. She may just know that it was the hot flashes because that's
Right.
what is the biggest thing that's talked about, far as when it comes to premenopause or menopause. Like I didn't even know menopause was one day. And so now we're here. What other symptoms can a woman see when it comes to menopause, premenopause, and post?
Yeah, so when it comes down to menopause, there's a lot of symptoms or post-perimenopausal that women can see. So the biggest one is fatigue. You get the hot flashes, obviously. Having weight gain, particularly like in your belly area, that's called visceral weight gain. Irritability, having like anxiety, depression. It really impacts your mental health. You can also have a lot of hair and skin changes because you're losing that elasticity in your hair and skin. You can have your hair start to fall out. Hair gets very thin. You can also have, the biggest thing also too is your sex drive. It crashes your libido. It causes a lot of vaginal dryness as well because we lose that estrogen and that lubrication. Those are insomnia. That's another big one. A lot of women say they have trouble sleeping. A lot of it is due to the night sweats that they have, but also could just be just their circadian rhythm is getting messed up from the hormones. Those are kind of like the biggest ones that a lot of people exist, but it can be heart palpitations, gut things, like a lot of like just GI upset sometimes as well can happen, but brain fog, like feel like you can't really remember things. That's a big one too. Remember, actually, Oprah talked about that. Just like, I feel like I can't quite concentrate on things, or I'm forgetting things that I used to can easily remember because, again, estrogen impacts our brain and so do our hormones. So when you're losing it, you're kind of starting to lose those functions as well. But yeah, brain fog is a big one as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe I have all of those. Like, it's really crazy. And I'm grateful that it's because of this, not because I just don't know, whether I'm coming or going type thing. There's a reason for it. And then there's an opportunity for me to be able to, pull that thing back in because the sleep is the worst thing for me. It's between the sleep and the hot flashes. But the sleep, like I'm jumping up out my sleep like somebody try to drag me, like, and I'm hot, I'm angry, I feel like I'm suffocating type thing. And I just want to not have that issue. So then I did ask some ladies. I was sitting with some ladies one day and I said, let me ask y'all this. What did y'all do whenever you was going through menopause? And they said, oh, baby, you just got to cut out some stuff. And I said, what? And the things they told me to cut out, I was like, coffee, chocolate. I think they were just, and I was just like, wait, why did you have to hit the things that I love? Like, why are we doing this? Like,
yeah, I think it's very personal. So I do tell women too, like, if you're suffering from insomnia, coffee is probably not the best thing that you should probably be drinking. Alcohol is another one too. Should probably like limit your alcohol or avoid alcohol. That's another one too. I feel like a lot of just decreasing your caffeine intake, watching also kind of like what you're eating. So being very cautious because again, you're very prone to cardiovascular disease. You're very prone to gaining weight. So watching your, like a lot of processed foods, very high starchy things are not good as well. I actually am a proponent of chocolate, but dark chocolate. And I say dark chocolate because it has, don't give me that face.
Dark chocolate's not even good. It's not even good.
Dark chocolate is amazing. I love dark chocolate. Okay.
You have to tell me the brand that's good because dark chocolate is not even good for real.
there's magnesium in dark chocolate. So that's why I tell you, if you're going to have some chocolate, have some dark chocolate. Magnesium is amazing. It's an amazing vitamin that we all need and that we are all deficient on. But it has a lot of benefits for us as well. But yeah, there's some magnesium in dark chocolate. So if you like dark chocolate, you can have
I think I've heard that before.
But yeah, those are the things too. It's all the things that can trigger your hot flashes. So again, this becomes very personal, right? So if you're a person, like I know some people that can drink coffee before bed and go right to sleep. If I have coffee before, like after 1 o'clock, I'm be up. Like it wires me very well. So I think a lot of it is just watching just finding out what triggers your hot flashes.
Right.
But I do advise women to start limiting their caffeine intake.
I haven't figured that out yet. Because to be honest, I do all of the things. So I guess I got to remove one thing at a time just to see. Mika Nicole says, hello, y'all. And La Cayenne says, dark chocolate is good, boo. No, that is not.
See, I told you. It's amazing.
It's not good. Okay. But okay. Yeah, I may try it. I just got to find the right brand.
Yes, maybe. You do.
Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh my gosh, this is some good information.
And I think too, you got to focus on a lot of things that are actually like high in antioxidants. Because again, this is a time where your body is very prone to have a lot of inflammation. And as you may or may not know, inflammation is associated with a lot of chronic diseases, like heart disease, diabetes, cancers. So eating foods that are really high in like omega-3 fatty acids, so like some seeds and some fish, those things are good. Blueberries, cherries, peppers. You kind of want to eat things that are good in fiber, like just kind of really watching, like kind of eating a more anti-inflammatory diet. Because this is a time where our bodies just naturally have a lot of inflammation just due to our decreasing hormones and the things that are going on in our body. So I usually tell people kind of what to focus on and have them slowly but surely. So, Demisha, I'm not gonna ruin your coffee, so you gotta cut your coffee all together.
Listen, coffee is a blessing.
But you may have to just limit it a little bit.
I mean, I gotten where, because I used to be in the school system, so I was drinking maybe 1, 2, 3 cups a day.
Yeah.
And then now I actually think I pull back because I do 1 cup in the morning, but I drink it slow. It ain't like I probably won't finish it until after lunch. So,
but is your coffee the first thing you drink in the morning?
Water and coffee. They're 1 and 2.
Not the water in the coffee.
They're 1 and 2, 2 and 1. So I would say I drink my water first because I make my coffee and it's too hot. So I wait a little while before I drink the coffee. So, and then I heard something about water helps wake your organs up in your body. So
that's the first thing we drink in the morning. And I have one of my partners, she'll tell her, she's a nutrition and a fitness coach. She and I did a webinar in July, and she'll tell her members to put a little bit of Himalayan salt in their water to kind of help rebuild some of those electrolytes and things that were naturally missing.
Interesting.
But yeah, so yeah,
I definitely have to get her on to tell us the tea of what we need to do. And then for us,
I'm a big proponent of drinking water first in the morning, saving your coffee for a little bit later.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mika Nicole says no, not dark chocolate.
You ladies don't know what you're wondering.
You know what? I was wondering who was the 2% who liked dark chocolate, and I now know it's Dr. Allen. Why is dark chocolate in the stores? Now I know.
I love me some dark chocolate.
Like Cayenne says, can you speak about magnesium? Can someone with high blood pressure take silic? It was that silic salt.
Silic salt. I'm not 100% sure what silic salt is. I might have to look that one up. But I can definitely talk to you guys about magnesium. It's one of my favorite supplements to recommend. It is also because I think we're a lot of deficient in it. And magnesium has a ton of benefits. So it helps with our bones, particularly. It kind of helps to bind with calcium and vitamin D to help with our bone support. It is very good in helping with our muscles and our like neurocognitive developments as well. I also like magnesium because I feel like, excuse me, it helps a lot of like our digestion things too. It is one of those like super powerful supplements that I just love. It has a lot of benefits to it, anti-inflammatory things, if I haven't said that already. It is one of the supplements that I always usually recommend because it just has a lot of benefits to it, particularly for those. I like to tell people when they're going to take magnesium that they should focus on a magnesium glycinate is what it's called. That one in particular is very good. It's also helps with your energy level and your sleep. So magnesium just has a lot of benefits to it. So that's why it's kind of one of my favorites. Oh, the Himalayan salt. I was like, wait, what is silic salt? The Himalayan salt. Okay, tell you more information. I can do that too. So yeah, the Himalayan salt. It's like that pink salt. I can't. That's certainly not my recommendation. I just know that one of my partners always
little pink rocks.
Yeah, like the pink rock salt. It's supposed to be the healthier version of salt.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and particularly about inflammation. So basically, inflammation is just kind of like a revving up of like kind of like I kind of like to call it like the revving up of our systems. And when we have too much inflammation in our body doesn't like that. It causes stress to our bodies when we have too much inflammation and things that are going on. So that is kind of why when we have too much inflammation, it puts our body under stress, chronic, and puts us into like chronic stress. So chronic stress and chronic inflammation is how we develop a lot of chronic diseases, because a lot of chronic diseases like diabetes, cancers, hypertension, obesity, all of those things are linked to prolonged inflammation. And also too, just in our American diet, we just don't eat a lot of antioxidants, which are things that reduce inflammation. And we also live very stressful lives. Very, we're always on the go. So stress and just our diet and our lifestyles all put us at risk of having a lot of inflammation in our bodies. So one of the tests that I typically use to kind of test about how much inflammation people have is called a CRP test. You don't have to know exactly what that means, but that's just the name of the test that we use to kind of help look for levels of inflammation in women.
Gotcha.
And if have a high CRP, I talk to them a lot about ways that they can do to kind of reduce their inflammation in their bodies.
Gotcha. Yeah, inflammation is definitely something that I deal with a lot, especially when it's that time for my menstrual. But like I said, it sticks on me. It stays on me whenever my menstrual don't come on. And it's so bad where mine is so bad where I can feel it through my body. It used to be like just my legs, but now I feel like I'm just feeling it all over. But that's my story, and Dr. Allen is going to help me with that because I'm booking my consultation. Okay. Let me see. Doris, she says, I'm in postmenopause and I notice my hair is thinning and insomnia for sure. Whew.
Yes, that also goes to just the thinning of the decrease of our hormones, particularly the estrogen, is impactful for our hair. So that's why a lot of women usually, but there are like some things that you can do about that. I know like there's Nutrafol, NUTROFOL, something like that. They are a very like good supplement brand that's actually all very natural. And that's one of their things that they are very for is like alopecia and thinning of hair in women.
Gotcha. Nicole, that's a nice way to say, that's a different way of spelling Nicole. I like that, Nicole. I drink hot lemon water first thing in the morning.
That's good. I think that's anything that you can do. Some people just like, I can't drink regular water, which is fine, as long as you're not putting sugar in it and drinking like lemonade. But hot water and lemon is also good too. I think lemon is also very refreshing. It's kind of like it's very refreshing to the brain and to the mind, to the body. So I'm a pro for drinking some hot water with lemon.
Yeah, I just can't get with the room temperature. It's got to be cold, and I gotta have ice in it.
See, I'm the
Um,
opposite. I can't stand ice cold water.
really? Wow.
I
Yeah,
drink so much more of it if it's room temperature.
gotcha. Well, I am gained so much knowledge tonight. I'm excited. I'm glad that you came on tonight. Um, because what I've taken away is the things that I've been dealing with. I've been going to the doctor, I know, for over a year, and just like I said, you started your business with me in mind. So not even knowing who I was, but
Right.
I've been going to the doctor for a while, and it's my vitamin D is low, my the acne, the insomnia, all of these things are being brought up, and um I'm not really getting to a resolve with it. Like, I've tried different medications, and none of those medications has come brought a solution to the problem, the root problem. And so to be able to our paths crossed.
Yes.
Right. And then for you, we talk and you be able to share, like, and I'm just like, wow, listen, I love this is me. Talk to me. But then I also am grateful because I know I'm not the only one who is dealing with this. I absolutely know that I am not the only person who deals with this type of these issues. So I'm grateful that we have someone who is educated in this space, who knows and is willing to share. And I'm so excited about it. Oh, Stacy says, thank you so much. I do feel better about estrogen. Oh, great. Great.
Then I call this podcast a win.
Yes, I know I feel better. And you guys, please drop your comments if you feel the same way. I am
And
going
Jamisha,
to
I did
drop.
send you the link to the perimenopause guide.
Oh, the other link.
Yes.
It came to me like really long.
Yeah, you have to probably put it in the chat for the ladies to be able to click on
Okay.
it.
Okay. Oh, sounds good. So let me go and get it. But you guys, please go to her website if you feel like, and I know I do, Dr. Allen's energy is amazing because she created this business just for us. Please go to her website and consider booking a consultation with her. She is definitely available. I am going to.
Yes, and just a word of, I always like to tell people when they're booking a consultation, people are always like, is she really available like at 8 p.m.? Yes, because I understand that women are busy. And that's why it's also virtual so that I tell people I have holistic personalized care at your convenience. So book an appointment in a time that is ever convenient for yourself.
I'm going to drop that link in the comments. This link goes to Dr. Allen. What's this link goes to?
That is the perimenopause guide that I created
Yes.
that has a ton of resources and insights in there for women.
Awesome. Thank you. Stacy said, please do more of these. Oh, yes.
Definitely will, Stacey.
Your wishes are command. I think Mickey Nicole, she having a hard time with her signal, so that's what she said. I love what I can hear. I love what I can hear. Okay. Yeah. I think she's saying she loving what she's hearing. But I am grateful for you joining us tonight. I feel so much better, and I I could not wait to be able to share and have you on here to share with the ladies. Hey, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
I got
okay.
you.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you feeling all of these things, and it's okay because there is a remedy that Dr. Allen can get for you. She can tell you, she can meet with you, she can share. And I'm excited about it. I'm grateful about my future. Like, I was like, to be honest, I was sitting here like, I'm way too young to feel this way.
Yeah.
And why am I feeling this way? Because I haven't gotten an answer yet. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was just, you just do not know how grateful I am that you created this, you founded Telehealth for her, for me.
Yeah.
And for the
I mean,
ladies that's joined us tonight. Miss Green
yeah.
says, thank you both so
You're
much.
so welcome.
Miss Benjamin says, fantastic work. Miss Dr. Allen.
Thank you.
And Stacy said, absolutely awesome information. Now, Dr. Allen, please share, because I have your link going across the bottom, and I've been saying little things here about the need to book and all of that. But please share a little bit more about Telehealth for Her and what you provide for all of the ladies.
Okay. So Telehealth for Her is a telemedicine practice. It's a women's wellness practice. So I like to tell people, we're going to focus on your wellness and what I can do to help you. My biggest specialty is perimenopause and menopause. The next one is usually sexual wellness. You can come, we'll fix your.
We didn't even touch that tonight, did we?
Okay. And then also there's thyroid health, your adrenal health. If you are PCOS, like women who have PCOS, women who have really bad premenstrual, like PMS. I also help those women. Metabolic syndrome as well. But when you book your consultation with me, as I said before, it is a 1-hour appointment.
You guys bear with us. She's going to finish what she's sharing in just a second. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, I am going to actually drop her website link in the comments. There she go.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I wasn't sure what happened there.
So I can't even remember where you at, but go back to the things that you offer. You were saying PCOS and those things. Yep.
So during your 1-hour consultation visit, we kind of just discuss everything that's going on. And then I send you for blood work or lab work. When we come back, we'll go through all of that blood work together and kind of I'll tell you what is going wrong with you, kind of about your hormones and all of your symptoms. We come up with a customized plan. I put patients on this roadmap. I tell them for the first 12 weeks, we're going to focus on one thing. Okay. So that one thing is, my libido is terrible. Okay. If that's your priority, that's where we're going to go. I can't fix your weight loss, your hormones, and everything in 12 weeks. So we're going to come up with a plan. This is a journey. This is a wellness journey. It's kind of how I like to explain it to people. And after that, we'll give you this customized plan and we'll go through that. You'll also get weekly coaching sessions with me and coaching emails. This is, you have contacts with me, ability to book an appointment with me. If you need something, if something's not going right, you can literally shoot me a message. I am here for you. So I like to tell people this is kind of a wellness practice that has a concierge feel to it. A lot of people don't really get that access to their doctors. Or if you message people, you're going to message me. I'm a one-woman show, so I don't have anybody else that you're messaging but me. But I do want to just let women know that, like, this is a place where you will get the healthcare that you deserve and the wellness that you deserve. I truly care. I'm a huge song person. So I usually ask people to give me their song. Like, what's the song that makes you feel confident? What's the thing that makes you feel really sexy in your own being and your own self? And I think that that's important. So through this journey that we're going to depict on, that's through that where you're going to get back your energy level. You'll get back your, you'll get back your ability to sleep. You'll get back your libido, your whole vitality. Like, you're going to thrive in this wellness journey. And if we have to gear and change things, then we just change things, And this is also what I feel like. So it's a partnership. So in traditional healthcare, they tell you they're going to write you the meds, you take them or you don't take them. And if you don't take them, they call you non-compliant. At Telehealth For HER, that's not how we function. This is a partnership. I give you the recommendations on what I think you should do. This is your body, your life. You take the recommendations and you do with them as you want. I can't make you do anything.
Right.
Help to guide you. But I think a lot of it too is just changing the way that women receive care is the biggest thing that I can do. And I feel like it's the biggest thing of Telehealth For HER. Like I truly do heal, empower, and restore women and their health and their wellness. So that is kind of our journey, and that's kind of how we do. Yeah, it's a customized role that we'll put you on in that initial consultation.
I love it. Because ain't nothing is ever a quick fix. It takes time. So I absolutely love it. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for it. And you ladies that joined us tonight, and if you shared it out and if you watched the replay, understand this information is this good information. And so definitely reach out, book a consultation with Dr. Allen. I'm excited about my future, the health of my body, because listen, my hair grows and I don't want to lose it. I want some good sleep. I want to get back to the skin that I always have had, and I definitely want to lose a few pounds. I'm healthy. I'm a plus size healthy. But I want to keep my healthiness. I want to stay healthy in the future. So I definitely want to make sure I get on this journey to make sure that that's the case for me. So I'm excited about it. Listen. I'm excited, and I know the ladies, they have been sharing how they're grateful for this information and they want more and they want more. We would definitely try to give you guys more if Dr. Allen's schedule permits and if she's willing. But I am grateful for this information because that is something that us as women don't know a lot about. To be honest, it's the go lay down somewhere type thing, or go drink some water, you be all right type thing, or girl, well, if you start stressing and just go pray about it, you be fine type thing.
And I think that's the other thing too, like the menopause journey is different for every woman, but I think it's even more different for women of color. So there is a lady who actually follows. She actually is from the Raleigh-Durham area. Her name is Sade, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But she has a podcast that is specifically geared to telling the story of Black women going through menopause. It's a very powerful podcast.
We would love to jump on that.
I usually am always recommending that to my women too, just because you feel like you're not alone in this journey, because you really are.
Support group,
you're not alone.
It's definitely important. The support group is definitely important.
Because
honey, I can't go talk to some, body who's never experienced
what you're going through.
To be honest, I've had the male doctors where they just like, oh yeah, and he's telling me per looking in a book, but a woman provider is a whole different, and then she's chocolate too, so I'm pretty sure she know what grandma said back in the day. Go lay down, girl. Go sit down somewhere. It's okay.
No, we're not doing that. We're no longer suffering through menopause, ladies. We're no longer
suffering. What is it? Heal, empower, and restore, right?
Yes. We're no longer suffering through menopause or any hormone imbalance that you may be having. Whether it's PMS, your thyroid, we're no longer struggling through these things.
Absolutely.
It's time to reclaim our wellness for sure.
Is there anything else you would love to share with our ladies tonight, Dr. Allen?
And not at this moment. I do, as you guys can see, my website is scrolling through the sorry, I'm trying to sit up in my chair a little bit. My website is scrolling through the banner. Feel free to reach out to me. I can also give you my business email address, which is wellness@telehealthforher.com. And for the ladies who joined tonight, I do have a special offer for you. If you do decide to book a consultation, and I will also send that information to Jamisha Hall, so she can also get it out to you if she knows you personally. But I will be giving away a 20% discount on your initial consultation for joining this live podcast tonight.
Oh, wow.
Because I do wholeheartedly believe that, we need the help, and I'm here to help you. So that will be your discount. I'm going to actually put it in the chat.
I also just dropped in the chat your Instagram.
Thank you.
So they can have that. So I'm not gonna hold her hostage, y'all. You'll have access to her too. If you are just on my platform, you'll be able to join her on Instagram. So you'll be able to see firsthand whenever she drops some information that you would need to hear and know. But that is awesome. Thank you for that 20%. Y'all drop. If y'all still here, drop. No, wait. Did you say 10 or 20?
20.
Okay.
Just sent you
y'all drop that 20% in the comments if you want that.
Yes. And I just sent you the booking link for that 20% off. So the price in that link already includes the 20% discount.
There's one other thing. I mean, I don't want to take it for granted that people that they know what telehealth is.
Yeah.
But
let's explain that.
You do not have to be local. You do not have to be in the area that Dr. Allen is. She is able to, with telehealth, be able to do it via Zoom, via phone call, however. So she is available to you.
Yes.
So no matter where you are.
Yes, the platform that I use in my electronic health record is called OptiMantra, and that is a secure website. It's HIPAA compliant, and that is how I do all of my visits with patients. So I always like to tell people, don't be, sometimes people are a little weary about discussing health information over a computer to them, but my electronic health record does have HIPAA compliant technology. So it is, your health information and things that we discussed in your consultation are very secure. So just I like to put that out there. So your health information will definitely be protected.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Now, if you are in my private group, if you're not seeing the comments, you will have to go to either YouTube or one of my other pages to see the links that will drop. Please go to the other platforms so that you can see the links. The link for the 20% off for the consultation. Also, the link for her website is there, and then her Instagram link so that you can connect with her on one of her social platform. It's all there. So you want to make sure you tap into connect. You see the wealth of knowledge that you have gained tonight, so that you will know that just because I'm having acne in my late age, well, up in age, where I didn't even have what they call when you go through puberty or whatever. I didn't even have acne then, but then I'm in my 40s now and having acne. Like, make sense. And then why I can't sleep and all of this other stuff. And so if you have the conversation just with people, everyday people, they would normally tell you, hey girl, you just need to quit this, or you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you're doing this, what's the word I need to say? Trial and error with something, when you could just have the consultation with Dr. Allen and she can be able to gain knowledge about who you are, what you got going on, and then share, and then we go through the journey together. So I'm excited about it. I'm grateful for it. Dr. Allen, you are the best.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. This was awesome. And anytime I can be of assistance to anybody, or if you want to do another one of these, I am open. One of my biggest—
Y'all heard it. Yep, she says she is open, and I'm glad. I'm grateful. I appreciate her. I'm gonna whenever she comes back, we will let her share, and then we will close this out. I'm so glad you guys stayed. Yep, you were saying that you. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna start right here this part.
Oh, yes.
If
I was saying that I love to educate women. So if I can ever be a part of any other platform or podcast or anything like that, if you want to have another one of these, just let me know. Because again, these are very taboo topics that we don't talk about, and we don't have the time to talk about them in traditional healthcare appointments. So I am here for you, ladies, however I can help.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. I am grateful for everybody who joined tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Allen. And you guys have a great rest of your evening.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.